Hi everybody, in this video I'll be showing you how to improve your AI prompts. Now the problem with how people usually use AI is that they treat it like a Google search engine or something like that. And they write very simple prompts. For example, most people would write something like this: how do I improve my marketing? Now this is a very general prompt. It's not specified to your use case, it's not specified to your business. So if you prompt it, you would probably get a fairly good result, but it would look like you just type something on Google, and it will still require you to use these insights that it's giving you here and apply it to your specific use case. So the actual prompt is not that bad, but it can be much more powerful. Now there are a couple of different ways how we can improve this prompt, and there are a couple of different best practices when it comes to prompting. So let's go through each one of them. The first one is called the PTCF framework, and it stands for persona, task, context, and format. Persona stands for giving a role to the AI. So instead of just saying how to improve my marketing, you say you are the best marketing expert in the world with 30 years of experience and experience working in multi-billion-dollar companies. For the second part of the framework, which is task, you need to define clearly with a clear verb what you want the AI to do. So in this case, you would say, write me a marketing plan. Now let's move to context. So context is everything you're giving to the AI to get a better understanding of what you're looking for. So in this case, we want the AI to understand your business. You would write about your business need, your brand, anything that you think that would help the AI produce a better output. And finally, we have format, which is basically specifying what kind of format you want the output to be in. Newer AI models are really flexible and adaptive, and they can produce output in many different ways. A lot of people prefer producing it in tables or bullet points or similar. Now let's look at an example how the prompt would actually look like if the framework was applied to it. So you are a B2B SaaS marketing strategist with 10 years of experience. This is the role that we were talking about. Create a 90-day content marketing plan for a new project management tool targeting remote teams with 10 to 50 employees. This is the task part that we were talking about. So you're giving it a clear task. Our main competitors are Asana and Monday.com, and our unique value is AI-powered task prioritization. This is the context. So the more context you give it about your business or use case or the task that you want completed, it's going to give a better result. And finally, format your response as a table with columns for week, channel, content type, and goal. So very clearly, we're saying that we want the response to be formatted in a table. Now, when you run something like this, the output is much more actionable, which means that the output of this will be most likely usable immediately without needing a lot of more of your effort. The output is very structured. It's in a table, and it did exactly what we told it to do. The second prompting technique that is very useful to think about is zero-shot prompting. So zero-shot basically means that you're not giving the AI any examples. Examples are very powerful when it comes to prompting, but you can also do without them sometimes. This is a zero-shot prompt. You're a customer success manager. Write a professional but empathetic email to an client who reported a bug that delayed their product launch. Acknowledge the issue, explain we fixed it, and offer a 20% service credit. Keep it under 150 words. This is a very good prompt, although it doesn't give any examples. So if you run this one, you would still probably get a good results. As opposed to zero-shot prompting, few-shot prompting, or one-shot prompt, or two, depending how much detail you want to give it, it's a very powerful technique of getting the results exactly like you want them. So in this case, the prompt goes as follows. You are a social media copywriter. Write 3 LinkedIn posts following this style. Example 1. Most startups fail because they solve problems nobody has. Talk to 50 customers before writing a single line of code. And then you give it example 2. And then you can say, now write 3 posts about the importance of user research in product development. The more examples you give it, the more specified the answer would be. But sometimes you also don't want to give it too many examples because you want the creativity from the AI to emerge and give a reply that might surprise you. In this case, you can see that the results are really good. You're building features your users will never touch. The real problem, you assumed you knew what they needed instead of asking. Spend 1 week in user interviews and save 6 months of wasted development. One quick thing about model selection. So there are many different models, and I don't think you need to break your mind about that, but there's some things you should know. Most AI platforms have a standard model like ChatGPT 5 or 4.0 or Claude, Sonnet 4.0 or 4.5. And those are frontier models that will get you through everyday tasks. Here on Perplexity, I can choose between ChatGPT 5 and Claude Sonnet 4.5, and these would be standard models. The other type of models would be reasoning models. Now, reasoning is something that is very useful in case there's a very complex task. For example, I use it with coding when I need to fix a bug, and I feed a lot of code into it and then use reasoning to actually put a bit more power into it. Or if you have a complex math task or even a complex writing task, you can use reasoning and get a bit better results, but it's a bit slower though. And finally, we have deep research. As I said, most AI platforms have this feature. Perplexity has deep research. It's just called research here. But what deep research does is it searches the internet. It takes a lot of time. It gets most data as possible. And the use case for this one is usually when you're making reports or long documents and you want them to be really comprehensive. For example, you can say, tell me about how Tesla stock performed in the last 6 months or something like that. And you will get a really big document showing this. Then finally, I would just add a couple of different things. In prompts, you always want to keep it simple. So everything you put into the prompt will instruct the AI. So you don't want to put anything that doesn't make sense or will mislead the AI in any way. Watch out that words are not repeating or there's some conflicts in how you're prompting. Another thing is you have to be specific. So the more general that you write, the more general of answer you're going to get and the less actionable it will be. So try to be as specific as possible about what you want to get. And finally, instead of pushing about what you don't want the AI to do, about giving it constraints, try to give it more precise instructions. So if you're not getting the results that you want, just think about what details are you not giving the AI so it gives this kind of response. Well, that's about it. I don't think you should overcomplicate when it comes to prompt engineering, and also everybody has their own style. And I hope you learned something from this video. You can have a look at my LLM prompt library, and there you'll find a lot of different examples for different use cases, and you'll become a real prompt engineer yourself in no time. Thank you.